Hello, explorers of the unknown and curious minds from all around the world. Welcome to Mystery Ark, where forgotten stories and strange truths come back to light. Aokigahara, a name that resonates like a whisper you're not supposed to hear. At the foot of Mount Fuji lies a sea of green so dense, so silent, that sound itself seems to disappear. The soil here is volcanic and iron-rich, distorting compasses and confusing even experienced hikers, but it's not the magnetic field that draws people here. It's something else, something older, something darker, known in Japan as Jukai. The Sea of Trees. This forest has earned another name, the Suicide Forest. It's estimated that between 30 to 100 people enter these woods every year, to never come back. Police routinely find bodies, abandoned tents, or ribbons tied to trees, left by those who feared they'd changed their mind and needed a path to return. But many never try. And the silence of the forest, it's not just acoustic. It feels intentional, as if the forest itself doesn't want their footsteps to be found. The origins of Aokigahara's dark reputation go back far beyond modern times. In the 19th century, during periods of famine, legends claim that the forest was the site of ubasute, a brutal practice where families abandoned the elderly or infirm to die in isolation to spare food for the rest. While historians debate the frequency of this, the tale has left a deep cultural scar. It's said that the forest is haunted by yurei, Japanese spirits of those who died in agony or sorrow. Author Wataru Tsurumi's 1993 book, The Complete Manual of Suicide, added a macabre twist. He recommended Aokigahara as the perfect place to die. The book became infamous, and its presence was found repeatedly at the site of suicides. Police eventually stopped publishing the exact numbers of bodies found to avoid turning it into a morbid contest. But that hasn't stopped the stories. In Shinto belief, death by suicide is considered impure, a disruption in the natural flow of energy. Places like Aokigahara, then, don't just hold memory, they hold unrest. What makes Aokigahara so emotionally magnetic? Some psychologists propose a phenomenon called the call of the void, the idea that certain places, especially those steeped in tragic history, can trigger deep subconscious reactions in vulnerable individuals. But there's also a measurable physical side. The forest's thick foliage absorbs sound, reducing ambient noise dramatically. The iron-rich magnetic anomalies interfere with GPS and compasses, making disorientation easy. Add to that the sheer isolation, and you've created the perfect psychological storm. Dr. Masaru Emoto, famous for his controversial research on the emotional memory of water, once described Aokigahara as heavy, a place where emotional energy accumulates, imprinting itself into the environment. While not universally accepted by the scientific community, it raises a question worth asking: can trauma, repeated, collective, and unresolved, cling to a place like moisture in moss? And if so, is Aokigahara haunted by spirits or by memory itself? While many associate the forest with supernatural stories, apparitions in white, chilling whispers in the dark, what's even more terrifying is how little of it may be supernatural at all. Japanese folklore describes yurei as spirits of those who died with unresolved emotions. Unlike ghosts in Western tales, yurei aren't always malevolent, but they are lost, trapped. Visitors to Aokigahara have described moments of emotional collapse, hallucinations, and the feeling of being followed, not by spirits, but by a sense that the forest is watching. Could this be a case of mass suggestion, a cultural myth taken too seriously, or does Aokigahara contain something deeper, a kind of psychological residue, built from hundreds, maybe thousands of unresolved lives? Perhaps the forest doesn't take people. Perhaps it receives them and shelters what no one else wanted to carry. Aokigahara is not a cursed place. It is a wounded one. It doesn't scream, it doesn't rage, it only listens. It has become a place where people go not to die, but to vanish from life, from pain, from memory. But the forest is not empty. It holds thousands of unspoken stories. Stories of despair, yes, but also of longing, of silence mistaken for peace. And that is perhaps the most haunting truth of all. We built a world so loud, so overwhelming, that only a forest where no birds sing could offer the silence people thought they needed. But this silence has not gone unanswered. In recent years, signs have been placed along the trails. Please to choose life, reminders that help exists. Volunteers and patrols now walk these woods regularly, not to disturb, but to search for those who are lost and perhaps to bring them back. There is hope beneath the canopy, even here. If Aokigahara whispers, maybe it's because we've forgotten how to listen. And maybe the real question isn't why people go there, but why they felt they had nowhere else to go. If you're feeling lost right now, I want you to hear this. Pain lies. It tells you you're alone. It tells you no one would understand. But that's not true. Somewhere, right now, someone would understand. Someone is waiting to listen. And no, talking won't make you weak. It makes you brave. You matter, not because of what you do or what you've achieved, but simply because you're here, and because no one else can replace your story. The forest is dark and silent, but the world isn't. Reach out. Let someone walk with you, back toward the light.